This week on the weekly update, we managed to finish off playing Half Life Alyx, as well as delve into the depths of hell with Doom 3 VR edition. All that coming up on this week's weekly updates. Hi there, greetings and welcome fellow YouTubers out there. Yes, we've been playing around with our new kit. As you know, last week we got a brand new PC, and with the new PC comes a whole new world of opportunities and games and all wonderful stuff to play with, and we've been very interested in trying to get hold of. Now, with this new setup, there's lots of things that I want to try and do that I couldn't do with my previous setup. I want to get into like ray trace Minecraft. I want to do some little bit of mixed reality. I want to look at proper PC VR gaming. And to start all of that up, over the past week or so, we have been playing Half Life Alyx, which I said in the last weekly update, I am absolutely amazed and wowed with this game. It has been an absolutely awesome game, and we managed to finish that off with a nice little surprise twist at the end. Now, if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't played it, I'm not going to spoil that for you, so no worries, this is going to be spoiler free. But yeah, so it really was a really decent playthrough, as well as there's a little bit right at the very end, post-credit rolls. So if you do play the game, keep an eye on after the credits, because there's a little scene that kind of hints at Half-Life 3. So we're kind of Half-Life 3, I have always said is going to happen. I think that the popularity, the momentum behind everything that was Half-Life is too strong for there not to be a Half-Life 3. Now, I know that everyone says, oh, it would never happen. It would never happen. Half-Life 3 is not going to happen because it's been too long. The project would just be destined to fail if it happens, so on and so forth. But I always did believe that Half-Life 3 is going to be a thing. And at the end of Half-Life Alyx, they sort of teased that. But yeah, whether it's going to be made by Valve or it's going to be a fan-made item or something like that, I certainly think that Half-Life 3 will be a thing eventually. Now, the actual game is finished off. Yeah, I think we pretty much got everything that we kind of wanted out of Half-Life 3. It was a great introduction to the physics of VR that they was using. It's a great introduction to the graphics and a good showcase of what PC VR can actually do. And yeah, and as I said, because of that, I absolutely loved it and was quite pleased to see that that it doesn't end there. Now, there are apparently lots and lots of mods for Half-Life, and I've been goaded into, well, I wouldn't say goaded, I've been, like, say, prodded into the direction of why don't you try Bioshock for Half-Life Alyx? I saw that, yep, it was there, so I've downloaded Bioshock for Half-Life Alyx, and I am going to be giving that another playthrough later on in the week. Okay, now let's just give a little bit of review for Half-Life Alyx. The graphics are definitely there. Excellent storyline. They've flushed out the characters really well, and the controllers work perfectly. There were some downsides, such as the fact that they didn't have smooth turning installed into the game, so I think that was a little bit of a problem. However, it still kind of worked. You did have smooth walking, so you could walk from A to B, but it also had the option to teleport, which they introduced as jumping mechanics. So you're not teleporting from A to B, you're jumping to that location, and it sort of like goes into an arc. So that if you bang your head against something between here and there, you will actually stop. So it won't let you just teleport through walls. If you like try it, it will stop you if something goes gets in your way. But the only thing that, now this is a little bit of a mixed reaction. One thing that I don't like, but does actually open up for advanced gameplays and tactics and theories that other people do like, and in a sense I kind of like it as well, but it depends what you want, and that is the limited amount of ammo. So you really don't have enough ammo to do everything you want. You've got something like 3 shotgun shells, and then you're scavenging around and looking around left, right and centre. You might find 1 extra shotgun shell that you can put in there to just increase your count by 1, and then you load it and you've got something like 17 shots on your pistol, or 30 shots on like a machine gun. But yeah, every single shot needs to count because they are scarce. Ammo is scarce everywhere. You do have to really, sorry, I know it's scarce, sorry, that kind of sounded wrong, but you need to scavenge everywhere just to find like 1 extra shell here, or a single clip of ammunition over there. And like I said, I really don't want that sort of gameplay. Yes, it certainly opens up a level of tactics that a lot of people do like and a lot of people do enjoy, where is, okay, you've got five zombies coming right at you, you have got 3 shotgun shells which are very effective, you've got like 10 bullets in your pistol left, or you can use a machine gun that's got 30 bullets in there, but it goes through those bullets very quickly. So what would you do? And you normally use like the pistol ammo, because the pistol seems to be not only like effective, but you seem to find the most ammo for it. So you go around like you got to headshot them, because if you don't shoot them properly in the head, then the crabs will come off, and then you've got another target that you need to deal with. And by the way, more and more targets are coming at you, less and less, you start getting less and less ammo, you start using up all your ammo and all your reserves, and you're really pushed against the wall until you find, wait a minute, that's an explodable barrel, I can pick that barrel up, throw it into the middle of the bad guys, 1 or 2 bullets into that barrel, and then boom, I got the entire lot, and then saving myself a whole load of ammo. So yeah, that's the sort of like the tactics and using the surroundings. Or don't just kill everyone, you can just try and see if you can avoid them and get onto the next section, or bypass or sneak past. Not that you can, I always go for the kill everyone route, that's me, but then again I'm a psychopath in that aspect. but yeah, Half-Life Alyx is definitely a must-play game. If you've got PSVR, I definitely highly 100% recommend it. I give it an exploding citadel out of 10.
Oh God! Alyx! Alyx!
I wonder if I hit the right one. Go buy it. Love it. Great game. Now, moving on from one game that has got very limited ammo and making every shot count, to a full-blown assault faced with Doom 3. VR edition. Now, Doom 3, I'm a big fan of Doom. I used to love Doom all the way back in like the 1980s when Doom first originally came out, and I was like playing like the original Doom 1, Knee Deep in the Deads, the episode 1. See, ID Soft can count to 3. That's the difference between ID Soft and Valve, is that ID Soft can count to 3. The very first Doom game was came in 3 episodes. The first episode they gave out for free to anyone who wanted it, and it was it wasn't just like a mamby pamby half an hour and it's done. No, the first chapter or the first episode had 12 levels in it, including secret levels, and people would spend hours playing that, speedrunning it, and it became a cult sensation at the time. And it was still in shareware. They hadn't even released the game, and it became so popular. That was the brilliance at work of advertising for Doom. It was something that was out there that people wanted, and when they finally released the other two, I'll say, give us like, say, 10, 20 quid for this game, it just snapped right up. Everyone just bought it because it was the thing to get. And then Doom 2 came out, and because of the success of Doom 1, everyone loved that too. Everyone went straight in, buy it, got the packages. I think I got this great big massive box of a limited edition box, but I can't remember where that one went though. But yeah, Doom 2 came out, it was equally as good. And then we had the editors as well. I absolutely loved making up my own WAD files, because WAD files were basically a level editor. This was basically where my programming knowledge came from, of how Doom itself worked as single bitmap pictures. Everything was, even though some things looked three-dimensional, it was all entirely two-dimensional, such as you had like a line that would represent that back wall, but that line had like a certain texture applied to it, and then when it was converted into the engine, it looked 3D, it looked real, and you saw those textures on those items. You had lifts going up and down. How on earth could you actually even believe that this wasn't a 3D game, that it was all done with 2D stuff? And I say, yep, that's me, because I saw how the WAD files and everything was actually built back there. And I also used to do a little bit of editing with the exe files. So I believe that I created the first ever flamethrower in a computer game. That's my claim to fame. I created the first ever flamethrower in a computer game by editing Doom exe files. Because what I did was, with editing the Doom exe files, you can take certain items, such as, like, let's say the bullet puff had like a series of sprites to those, but you could change it. Instead of it giving up a little bit of smoke that does nothing, I could change it so it grows into a barrel, so that every single bullet puff turns into an explodable barrel. And if you've got like a chain gun, you can just like start mowing down the just start shooting everywhere inside the room, and before you know it, you're surrounded by explodable barrels that you could just shoot or blow up and such. But yeah, it didn't work on demons, because that didn't have bullet puff, that had blood spurts instead, which was something completely different. But yeah, it's what I did to create the flamethrower was, in Doom 2 there was a creature known as the Archvile that basically had this sort of flame mechanic. So when he brought his arms up, you started catching on fire, and if you don't hide within a certain amount of time, you explode. So therefore, he was a really quite a powerful character. But I figured out that if I replace the rockets from the rocket launcher with the flame sprite that the Archvile used on a person, that flame sprite had like a limited time, so it would only last for like 5 seconds before it fizzled out. So I replaced the rockets with that flame sprite. Give the rocket launcher unlimited ammo, because yeah, when playing around with weapons, we like unlimited ammo. Give it unlimited ammo, and then just have it at the same fire rate as a chain gun. So the overall outcome looked like that when you're shooting it, you're spewing out flames, and if you got hit by it, each one of them each single flamelet had the damage potential of a rocket to your face. So yeah, that was fun. And that's my claim to claim that I created the first ever flamethrower in Doom. In computer gaming, in PC gaming, because I don't think any other first-person shooters that were out there made a flamethrower at that time. I don't think there was any way that people could do it until I worked it out. And yeah, well, I'm sure other people worked it out as well, but I did it. But yeah, Doom 3. Doom 3 came out a long time ago. I'm not sure when it actually came out. I think it came out like the 1990s. It came out like around about the mid 2005, 2006, somewhere around like the mid 2000s. And when it came out, I played it on the computer for ages. I mean, I think I spent an entire weekend just playing that game, because I know everyone around here like speedruns computer games nowadays. They can spend like 10, 15 hours and the game's like gone. But I would sit on there, I would explore every avenue, every aspect, inside and out. I wouldn't just run, I would examine, explore, discover, enjoy the game. And I think what happened was, as my wife at the time wasn't actually home, I basically got home from work on Friday night, loaded it up, installed it, and then start playing. And I didn't finish until my alarm went off on Monday morning, telling me that I needed to go into work. I thought, damn, that's not good. I didn't realise like the sun went up, the sun went down, the sun went up, the sun went down. I spent an entire weekend just playing this game. And yeah, I certainly dreamed of fires of it. In fact, I think I got so into it that I started actually hallucinating that the corridor outside where I lived was on fire at one point, just for a few seconds, because my mind was just so wow. But yeah, that was when it came out, and that was for the graphics for like 2005. And when they remastered it, because this is, I can't tell, because I haven't seen that game for so long that I don't know if the graphics are the same or if they have actually remastered. I assume they have remastered it, but it works so well in VR. It is pure beauty in horror, shooter, explosions, death, distorted air, and I like it. It is a really good game. It transitioned over to VR awesomely, and I'm not talking about PC VR now. This is on the PlayStation PSVR. So yeah, I think that it took the transition from ouch, sorry, from PC, from PC onto PlayStation very well, and the upgrade over the decades, because I think it's been like 20 years or no. So this is 2005, so 15 years. 2005, 15, yeah, so about 15, 16, 17 years or so. So it's been a long time, and it works wonderfully on PlayStation VR, and I definitely recommend it. Now, there's a few things that I kind of noticed with this game. Firstly, one of the problems that was in the game originally when I was on the PC was that you had a torch. You had the torch separate from all the weapons. And this was another reason why it took me about a weekend to play through it, was that whenever there was like a dark area, you had to bring up your torch to look around. When you want to shoot your weapons, you put your torch away and you bring up your weapon. And a lot of people hated that. The people say, oh, can't we get the best upgrade would be duct tape, so we could actually duct tape the torch to your shotgun. That was sort of like a little bit of they had a little bit of fun back there at that time. Say the best new upgrades that they need to introduce into Doom was duct tape. But yeah, I think later on that there was a bit of a patch that they heard what people were saying, that they wanted duct tape torches, so they had like models of the torches duct taped to guns modded in, so that people didn't have to keep on swapping over from gun to torch whenever they're looking at something. And I think and I was kind of looking at that in the VR edition, that it wasn't the fact that the torches were duct taped to it. It was that they had totally redesigned the weapons so that the torches were a part of the weapon. And I thought that was quite a good little nod to this, so that instead of having to like switch around from torch, shotgun, but the actual shotgun had a built-in flashlight, which, as I said, I thought was yeah. So that's another reason why I think that it's a remastered version, because yeah, they've had to recreate some of the weapons, right? They've probably recreated the entire game, because I think how this looks, it's extraordinary. And yeah, as I'll say, our previous game, Half Life Alyx, which was just scavenging around for the odd shotgun shell here, to a total opposite of scavenging, which was in Doom. You just got ammo thrown at you. I mean, like I said, the shotgun, I had like constantly 200 plus shells stored on me all the time, and I like shooting up left, right and centre. Let the hordes of hell descend upon me and I will annihilate them all with my chainsaw, my rocket launcher, my Gatling gun, my shotgun, and the BFG. Bam! Destroy them all. Give me my weapons. Give me my ammo. Give me enemies to shoot at, because that is one thing I always keep saying. One thing that what we really, really want is good weapons to shoot and enemies to shoot them with. And that's the basis of a good FPS. But yeah. So, how do I rate Doom 3 VR? I haven't actually finished it yet. I was kind of hoping that I would finish it on Friday, but I kind of came across a little bit of a glitch. Now, it's only one glitch. I kind of thought it was two, because there was an area where I got to where it looks like I need to make a little bit of a jump over this pool of lava and balance on this little beam. Now, I remember that I did this on the PlayStation, sorry, on the PC, way back in like 2005. I remember that I did this. I jumped across, landed on that beam, and I can't remember what happened there afterwards. So I was spending ages trying to jump across, but there was an invisible wall there that was placed there now. And I know that there was a invisible wall because I kept on hitting it, because I was going forward and then all of a sudden bouncing off something that was in mid-air. And I couldn't see anything that was in mid-air. I would like shooting rockets that were going right through it, shooting bullets that was going right through it. But every time that I tried to jump, something would block me and then push me right down into the pit. It wasn't until later that I found out that I didn't really need to go there, because that path is basically just round to the other side of where I walked from. So I was basically going around in circles if I'd done that. So that took me about 30 minutes to figure out. And after which I went up into a lift, saved the game, and I think I probably saved it just as a quick save. Sorry, a save point initiating was trying to save at the same time, and crashed the game. So yeah, that's a point. Is my save file all right, or have I got a corrupted save point? I don't know, actually. I at that point I just said, sod it. Okay, I'm calling it a night now, because I've been playing it for like 4 hours straight. I want to go to bed and chill out and watch manga. So I ended the stream, took the headset off, and just went down to chill out. And I haven't actually tried it again yet, so I don't know if that save game is still available. If it is, then I will probably come back at some point later in the future and finish that off. So I might do it next weekend or something. But for the moment, we say we've done with Doom 3, and I've absolutely loved it, but I still do want to finish it. But I've got other things that I want to get on with at the moment. So, what did I think of Doom VR 3D? Sorry, Doom 3 VR. Great game. I give that an exploding rocket out of 10. Love it. It is an awesome game. Another game I certainly recommend getting. So I mean, this week has been great for VR, and that going forwards. So what are we going to be doing next week? Well, as I said, we've got this mod for Half Life Alyx that I've been asked to try out. So I'll give that a try, and I'll give my honest opinion on Half Life Alyx Bioshock mod. If there's any other mods that you guys particularly want me to have a look at, or think that might be a bit too much, or might be a little bit too scary for me, put a note down and we'll try and see if we can do them. If there is anything you want to see me play or try, as long as it's cheap or free, just let me know. I mean, if you think that, because there's a little bit of a challenge I want to go out there. A challenge, try and scare me. Now, I have played all of the horror games on PlayStation VR. So from Asylum, Batman Arkham, that bit right at the very end, Resident Evil, full 12 hours playthrough, and I haven't been scared once yet. I have never gotten into like a little bit of a freak out moment. So there's a little challenge for you guys. Is there anything that you want me to watch or try or do, as long as I don't have to pay too much money to actually do it, to see if you can get me scared? So if you can bring up something that's good, I'll play that and give you a shout out for mentioning it. And yeah, and we'll see if you can actually scare me. Don't know what the conditions are going to be for being scared though, but yeah, so that's for that. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off now. So, the video, nothing else. Get your mind out of the gutter. So, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've done in creating this. Guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We are really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please help us out on that. Thanks very much. and I will see you guys out there.